Good afternoon and welcome back to the Irish Hotspur with your boy Big Dave. Hopefully you're all keeping well and are stuffed off your pancakes yesterday. As you all know, and if you don't know and you're new tuning in here and you look at me, you can tell that I am a foodie. So please put in the comment section below and tease me. Let me know what you had with your pancakes yesterday. Second of all, I do apologize about the upload being late today. Your boy did have to go out and do some late Valentine's Day shopping this morning while the missus is in work in hope to get lucky tonight. So wish me the best of luck in the comment section below. Now, let's get into it. And the reason why I'm actually here is to bring you guys some transfer news that has dropped today. And the first one we will start with is that Tottenham Hotspur have reportedly made an offer of 60 million euros to Barcelona for Dutch midfielder Frenkie de Jong. And this comes by the way of Gerard Romero, who is a Spanish sports journalist who covers the day-to-day running of Barcelona. And he basically says Barca have received an offer from Tottenham for Frenkie de Jong, operation around 60 million, including variables and a 4-year contract for the Dutchman. The player would have the same salary as at Barcelona if he meets certain objectives. Now, for me, my initial reaction to this was absolute codswallop, never going to happen. Why are they reporting this when the transfer window is closed? However, I have gone and done a little bit more digging, and there are certain reports out there, and we'll start with the one by Mundo Deportivo, who reports that Barcelona have essentially given de Jong an ultimatum and have demanded he either sign the contract that has been offered to him. It has been on the table since November, or bring an offer to the table. And also, the Mirror were reporting today that Barcelona are reportedly planning to sell Premier League stars to avoid breaking financial fair play rules. The La Liga champions are in a financial crunch and need to cut their wage bill, according to the Mirror. So I reckon that's probably where these reports are coming from. Some would say no smoke without fire. Some would say it's journalists making things up to get clicks. Let me know in the comment section below what you think. Now, I know there's a lot of reports about Frenkie de Jong's wages, but no one actually really knows what he's on per week at Barcelona. And the reason why I'm concentrating on the wages here is because this would be the biggest stumbling block if we were to make this deal happen. Now, some are reporting that he's on 600-700k a week at Barcelona, but he did come out last year and say himself that that's not actually accurate. During the pandemic and stuff like that, he took 3 pay cuts on the trot for Barcelona. And in return, he was supposed to get them on top of his wages, over the next couple of years before his contract runs out in 2026. And he hasn't signed a new contract. It's really up in the air between de Jong and Barcelona. Now, I know Man United spent a whole summer pursuing him. Was it last season or the season before that, and didn't actually end up getting their man. He chose to stay at Barcelona, and he has said how much he likes being there. So it'll be interesting to see whether this is true or not, or whether this is put out by de Jong's agent to try and maybe get a better contract out of Barcelona. But it is interesting that they do have to sell some players in order to sort of get themselves out of a hole, but also so that they can reinvest and move again in the summer. So let me know in the comment section below, is there any players apart from de Jong that you would look at Barcelona to take off their hands? So wages will be a huge stumbling block. And in comparison, if he is on 600-700k a week, we're definitely not paying them wages. He'd have to take a dramatic pay cut to join Tottenham, because to put a bit of context towards it, Son is our highest earner on 190-200k a week at this moment in time. So there's a big disparity between their wages. Nonetheless, I do think Frenkie de Jong would give us a brilliant option in that number 6 role. Very composed on the ball, got a very, very good passing range as well. And he is the sort of caliber of player I would be looking at if you want to make that statement signing. It's also worth noting that Tottenham have been interested in Frenkie de Jong all the way back since 2019 when Christian Eriksen was looking to force his way out of the football club. Tottenham were looking at him way back then. So there is long outstanding interest in de Jong. But look, if he were to come on the market, Tottenham will not be the only team in there. You'd have the likes of Man United back again, maybe the likes of PSG. So you'd be competing with some serious clubs. And there's also reports that Barcelona, if he isn't to sign a new contract, will slap £100 million on him. And if he doesn't sign a new contract, you would like to think this summer will be it for de Jong at Barcelona, and that there could be a move on the cards, because it would be the last sort of summer where they'll be able to command such a huge fee for Frenkie de Jong. So it'll be very, very interesting to see whether Tottenham pull the trigger on that or not. But guys, let me know in the comments below, is Frenkie de Jong a player you would like to see in a Tottenham jersey? Is that the sort of statement signing that you would like to see? But Me personally, I don't think this one is going to happen. I think it's put out there by an agent to try and get De Jong a better contract. I think personally he wants to stay at Barca. And even if he does become on the market, doesn't end up signing that new contract, I think he'll go elsewhere to other European giants. Now, the second bit of transfer news that I'm going to bring you guys this afternoon comes via the Daily Mail, and they report that Pedro Neto is set to leave Wolves this summer to help the club bring in new arrivals and meet financial fair play rules, with the Portuguese star being chased by two London rivals, and of course, Tottenham Hotspur are one of them. Now, it's hard to believe that Pedro Neto is only 23 years of age, considering how long he's been around. But he can play off the left and the right wing, and he is left-footed. And for me, I think it's an area that Tottenham really do need to address this summer. I think we could be so much more potent going forward, and I think we would cause ourselves a lot less problems if, when we're dominating games and on top of them, we availed a lot more of that, took our chances, used that domination and scored more goals. We wouldn't be caught so much up the other end with a lot of them late goals conceded. And for me, when you look at a lot of our wingers this season, they're not creating a lot of chances for the striker, especially a lot of real good chances from open play. I'd argue that Richarlison has done his best with a lot of half chances that have been presented to him. And when you look at the creativity and the assists coming from the wings, it's not a great deal. Timo Werner doesn't have a great deal. Johnson doesn't have a great deal. And neither does Kulusevski. So it is an area that really does need to be addressed if we want to be a lot more potent going forward next season, if we want to stake our claim for the title next season. And plus, it'd be good to have lots of different options. And this guy can play off the left and the right. Now, moving into his injuries, I know there's a lot of debate around whether Tottenham should sign him because a lot of the injuries that he's carried over the last couple of seasons. And they would also argue that it's been at a time where the player wants to try and avoid injuries between the likes of 19 and 23 in order for him to develop. However, he has come back this season very, very strong. And it is worth noting that one of the long injury layoffs was because he had damaged his kneecap. I think he was out for 10 months with that. And then he had a lot of rehab after that to be able to get back. But he has come back and hit the ground running this season and has done better than what some of Tottenham's wingers have done. But I do take the argument with Tottenham's long injury record. Is it wise signing another player that does seem to carry injuries? But my bet is, and what I'm hoping is that them injuries are now behind him and that he can really kick on. What I really like about Pedro Neto is that for me, he's almost like a throwback to an old school winger. He likes to get on the ball. He likes to drive at people. He's direct. He's aggressive with his sort of running at players, and he likes to make things happen. He's not like a lot of wingers you see nowadays where a lot of that is coached out of them. They like to take the easy option, pass the ball back inside and stuff like that. And if you've had Pedro Neto on the right, Son off the left, imagine the trouble that they would cause fullbacks. For me, I think it would be an absolute no-brainer. And look, this is what we've been waiting for, right? Daniel Levy, for many years, has ran Tottenham in a sustainable way. But also behind the scenes, he's been campaigning and pushing for clubs, to be run sustainable, to meet financial fair play rules. They've been calling for the Premier League, the FA, and that to really get tough on it. And now that they are, it does look like Tottenham are set to benefit. And hopefully this can be the first one through the door. But let me know what other clubs that are in breach, that are right at the edge, that do need to sell players. Let me know, is there any other players in and around the Premier League that you would be liking to take advantage of? I would also say I would expect maybe a homegrown player from one of them clubs to come in this summer to maybe boost or bolster our homegrown options. But that's all the transfer news I've got for you today. So please let me know in the comments below. Is Pedro Neto a player that excites you? Is it a statement signing? And is it a player you want to see in a Tottenham Hotspur jersey next season? Also, let me know your thoughts on Frenkie de Jong. Guys, go and have a great Valentine's Day. Your boy will see you back here tomorrow. I'll have something out, and then I'll have a debate show with Shawnee and hopefully Seymour Ben from We Are Tottenham TV later on in the evening. Go and enjoy your Valentine's Day. Hopefully you all get lucky. Come on, you Spurs. In the mighty hands we trust. We never stop.